In 2008, the Phantom Regiment graced the fields of Indianapolis, Indiana, with Spartacus. It's a story about a slave general who led the gladiatorial revolts of 71 to 73 BC. It is a performative masterwork. It is definitely a feat of storytelling. And it's the only DCI show that has made me cry. And then they got punked in 2009, man! Hi, my name is Dalen, and that's me! This is my freshman year at the Pride of Arizona, and these are all my buddies. We all marched in high school together, and we all have very strong opinions about our favorite DCI shows. Throughout this video, I will be using clips of our conversation that we had about our respective favorite shows, and we used a very professional and accredited conferencing software. For anyone who doesn't know, DCI stands for Drum Corps International. They are the NFL of marching band, and they are the best of the best. DCI is competitive, meaning that they are judged on a multitude of different things like sound, visual, and tons of other small stuff. But we'll stick to general terms like Spartacus is an engrossing show. Even before the first downbeat, the core is telling you a story. They use my favorite storytelling device, show don't tell. A pitfall that so many marching bands fall into is making their theme so on the nose that they have a section of pre-recorded exposition. That is the worst thing you could do. This is where things like props come in handy. If you have a space-themed show, then have some spaceships. If you have a geometry-themed show, then have some triangles. And if you have a show about an oppressed class of slaves making for a futile revolt in the height of Rome's ancient power, you better have some heinous acts of violence. Everything is acted meticulously. Everything has a purpose, and everybody on the field is doing something at some time for a reason. When the shield wall comes at the band and they start fighting each other, right? Every little person is doing something. Like, you can look back at the recording, and even the recording doesn't have a whole band. So what did you miss? Every new listen, every new watch has something new, and it's amazing. The time and the commitment to learning all of this stuff, to organizing all this stuff, it had to take months of just serious work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's actually Tilt's weakest link, is that it doesn't really have any story besides the fact that the field is tilted.
I think
Metamorph?
Sorry,
I was just gonna say Metamorph is definitely more abstract, and Spartacus is more concrete.
Yeah.
And then Tilt is just like a concept. I like Tilt because it sounds cool. That is the pure reason why I like it the most.
Yeah, Tilt definitely. I mean, like, overall, probably has the best music, I won't lie.
Yeah, but story-wise, it is lacking.
I will concede that this is where Spartacus lacks behind Tilt and Metamorph, alright? Because the music serves more of a purpose in Spartacus, right? It's not just to make your jaw drop. It's like a film score, right? Instead of this massive bloated thing that tries to cram every harmony and tuplet into 15 minutes, it has purpose. It serves the visuals. Every action in the music has a reaction in the visuals, and every visual has a music cue. When they're stomping Spartacus to death with their euphonium, the drum line is playing stuff. When they march everywhere, there is a sound for that. When the guard kicks the tenors move and they play something that corresponds to it. The music serves the story, and I love it because it's telling you more about the story than if somebody read it to you, or if they just had the visuals, or if it was just a play. If it was a different medium, like a stage play or an opera or something where somebody's standing on the stage and telling you everything that's happening, like, I am Spartacus and this is my love, and she's dead and I hate you all and I'm gonna kill you, and oh, I'm dead because the army killed me, oh no, right? It would suck. The music should be praised because of what it gives you in the moment. What I like about the show is that musically, it doesn't have 10 seconds of pure skill. It sucks you in to another time By the end of the story, your hair is standing on end and it leaves a lasting impact. Cannot stress this enough. Modern DCI has such a focus on one-upping each other. Who can play louder? Who can play fastest notes? Who can play a paradiddle faster? How many props can we get out on the field? And in these moments, nobody remembers what your show is about. Right? When you look at Tilt, you remember one thing. And the Bluecoats are never, ever, ever going to let you forget it. It has been referenced in almost every show that the Bluecoats has done since. And if it hasn't been referenced, that's because the show was a direct copy of Tilt.
I also think, though, like with your show, though, the horns, the musical elements may not be as strong as the others, but they play such a strong visual role in that show as well.
Right. They literally beat a man to death with.
Yeah, like the actual in a lot of shows you don't see too much like overlap between the guard and the band. You know, like they're almost and sometimes seen as like two different entities in the drill and stuff. Like you'll have the horn center field and the guard split on both sides, you know, doing their flags and stuff to accentuate the band. But I feel like in the Phantom show, it's almost the opposite, that the horns are there to accentuate the guard and the visual story around what's happening. Like, if you look at the musical cues, they happen with events in the guard instead of the guard helping to accentuate a cue from the music.
The drumline isn't always loud and proud, but what you do hear is always clean, right? And it's appropriate for the moment. There's no forced in drumline parts during the ballad. They have flexibility to play a supporting role, but when the time comes, they are comfortably menacing. In all the shows, like a good burger, there's just enough of everything to be memorable and not overstated. But it begs the question, when will they relearn this concept? It seems to me like every show nowadays is so overdone. There's no moderation, and there's nothing that stands out as unique and important. Spartacus made a statement in its simplicity. It could be understood. But ironically, like the Tower of Babel, and their upward campaign for higher notes, louder choruses, and faster drum breaks, DCI is speaking a language that the casual listener can't understand. But we all agree that Boston won last year, right? Like,